Asthma afflicts 26 million people in the U.S. and 20% of children in Western countries. Now doctors have discovered a link between a baby's inability to develop certain bacteria and the onset of asthma. Joining us to discuss is Stefanie Ilgenfritz, WSJ's Health and Science Bureau Chief. Stefanie, thanks so much for being with us. So this study centers on the lack of microbes that are being developed in a newborn baby. Is that right?
Right. An infant after birth acquires the microbes in its system from its mother and from other things as well, but much of it is from the mother. And that, whether or not you acquire all of the microbes that you normally would, can affect how your immune system develops.
And it appears that there are some certain factors that they're zeroing in on here. One of them perhaps is the rise in C-sections?
Yes, and the rise in C-sections has been associated with other diseases as well. The big reason being that the infant does not acquire the mother's vaginal flora during the normal course of delivery.
And they're also pointing to causes such as urban living. Are we just not getting down and dirty enough?
That's pretty much it. Other studies have also shown that children who live on farms acquire asthma at a lower rate than children who live in urban settings. And children on farms, of course, are in the dirt and they're interacting with animals.
Right.
And that affects the microbes in your system as well.
And what about formula feeding? Is there a link there?
Another way that an infant acquires microbes is through the mother's breast milk. So formula feeding means, again, that you won't be getting the microbes from your mother in the very early days of life. And
have they found any connection between the use of antibiotics by pregnant women?
That also changes the mother's own flora and microbiome, which then affects, as we know through these other ways, the infant's microbiome.
So can this study, now that we see this link, is there something that can be developed then to give the children these gut bacteria that they need?
That is the hope, so-called probiotics. We're not there yet. There's a lot of research that has found these associations between the microbes in your system and disease. This particular study identified 4 specific ones, which is a step forward.
Right.
And they did find that if they affected those 4 microbes in baby mice, that it did lower their risk of asthma. So in theory, that's a good target for a treatment down the road.
And we know there is a genetic component to asthma as well, correct?
Yes, this is not the only reason that we have a rise in asthma.
And it is continuing to rise, correct? So the incidences of asthma continue to grow?
In our modern society, yes, it has grown a lot over the last couple of generations. One theory is the hygiene theory, meaning that we are too clean and our immune systems don't develop the way past generations' immune systems did.
So us city families should take our kids to the farm any opportunity we get.
Maybe the petting zoo, I don't know.
Or the petting zoo. Great, Stefanie, thank you so much for that.